Hey guys, welcome back to the Exam Revision YouTube channel. My name is Ellen and today I'm going to be telling you some of my top online resources for the Leaving Cert. And just to help you study in general, these can also apply to junior certs. This is a bit of a random video, but honestly, there is so many resources online that you really should be utilizing, and they will really help you in your studying and understanding of lots of different subjects in the Leaving Cert. I just thought these might help you out, and if I was in 6th year right now, these would definitely help me out and I would need someone to tell me all of these things. So coming from a past Leaving Cert student, I want to help you out and I hope they do. Starting off as a YouTube channel, this is the Crash Course YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure it's owned by like John Green, who wrote like The Fault in Our Stars. I'm pretty sure it's owned by him, but they have crash courses on literally like every subject on everything in the entire world. I still use it to this day, like literally in college I study computer science. I was literally using crash courses to understand how computer networks worked. Obviously that's very different to the Leaving Cert, but they do so many videos on like random topics that are so helpful. And they're really short videos. They sum everything up into like a couple of minutes. And if you're gonna be watching YouTube, which we all do, these videos definitely might help you out, so I would definitely recommend them. I will pop up on the screen some of the examples of videos they post that definitely might help out Leaving Cert and junior cycle students. They're just so concise and they fit everything in. I've watched them like over and over and over again, but they really do help you understand everything in a really concise format. So as you guys know, I love flashcards. Now when I was in the Leaving Cert, I loved the physical flashcards, and I know a lot of people still do. I especially love like the really big ones, not the small ones. But if you're more of a digital person, you like using like iPads or your computer or whatever to study and do whatever, there's a really great website called Anki. I will link it down below. You can actually make flashcards like digitally online. It is so helpful because sometimes flashcards, if you're actually like writing them out like on paper, it can take a lot of time. So you would save a lot of time if you use Anki to write your flashcards. Flashcards are so useful for active recall, especially if you have 5 minutes to study, 5 minutes and you're just not doing anything before you head to school. You can run through your flashcards, and you can even do it on your phone if you use Anki. So I would definitely highly recommend them if you're interested in using flashcards but don't really like writing them. Obviously the next thing I'm going to be talking about is examrevision.ie. They offer so many courses that are targeted for Leaving Cert students and junior cycle students, and they cover a majority of the Leaving Cert subjects and junior cycle subjects. They have video lessons, past papers, presentations, quizzes, the whole lot. Also H1 standard notes, so if your teacher doesn't give you notes on the subject and you obviously want notes, because who doesn't, you can download their notes from there or even print them off. That would definitely be so useful. If I was in the Leaving Cert, I would definitely use Exam Revision for English. It was definitely not one of my strong subjects, and also if I didn't have a great teacher in any of the other subjects, I definitely would have utilized them. Their video lessons are amazing. You can obviously rewatch them as many times as you want. They will explain everything, and everything is so exam focused. There's none of that useless material that you will never need to know. Everything is for the exam, which is what matters, and most teachers nowadays don't understand that. The next thing I'm going to talk about is another YouTube channel. I actually said this in my last video, in my how to get a H1 in chemistry video, but Edco actually have a YouTube channel, and especially for chemistry, I think they do some for biology as well, but especially for chemistry, they have all of the videos on their YouTube channel demonstrating all of the experiments. I know when I was in 5th and 6th year, I definitely missed some chemistry classes and therefore missed when they were demonstrating an experiment. So going back to watch these videos were so useful, because I know we get like instructions and what's meant to happen and blah blah blah, but I honestly think just watching it actually happen helps you understand so much more. And even if you're in class and you were demonstrating the experiment with the teacher and you still don't know what's going on, those videos will be so helpful. I watched them so many times. I literally had them like all saved onto my computer. So I would definitely recommend if you're a little bit struggling with the titrations in chemistry, they really help. The next thing, obviously I'm going to be talking about exam papers. You can use Exam Revision to get the past papers in every single subject, and all the past papers are like separated into each topic in the subject. When I was in the Leaving Cert, I literally just used like the Department of Education website where you would have to like put in all the details to get the papers out. Such an effort. Would definitely recommend using Exam Revision instead of having to like get each paper constantly. The Department of Education website was awful and so hard to use, but honestly past papers, the most important things. As well as the marking scheme, obviously you can't have past papers without their marking scheme. Obviously the books are great to have too, and for certain subjects I would definitely just recommend the books. But other subjects like biology and stuff, I just don't think it's really necessary to have a physical book. But it depends on what your teacher tells you. This is just my opinion. The last thing I'm going to be talking about is podcasts. Now, I was never a big podcast girly until about 2 years ago, and now I listen to podcasts like the whole time. Like going to sleep, I'm listening to a podcast. So it may be something educational. There are so many podcasts on Spotify based around the Leaving Cert. If you literally just go into Spotify and look up Leaving Cert, you will find some that suit you. But I would definitely recommend them, especially if you're just like walking to school or you're doing your makeup, you're doing something. Listening to something, absorbing some information in a different way can definitely be really helpful, instead of always just staring down at your books. And it's also a bit more fun than just like doing exam papers or or reading a book. So if you're into music or podcasts, that definitely might help. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you got some tips and some helpful resources, and I will talk to you all next week. Bye!